Good morning, everybody.
It's like, what's going on? We're like,
In Provincetown. This week featuring
wow.
Can I have some coffee?
Wake up, wake up.
Make it strong, please. Hey. Oh. Hey. Oh.
I'm just gonna lip sync to that from now
Okay,
on.
can I have some coffee?
Good morning, everyone.
You guys, good morning. It's Friday, May 28th, Friday of Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah, very exciting.
We made it.
Yeah.
Tonight at midnight, all Massachusetts COVID restrictions melt away.
The pandemic is gone like that.
Like a pat of butter on the sidewalk. Gone. Poof. What pandemic? Are you ready for your first, non-mask shift?
I had my last masked shift yesterday.
Oh, how did it feel? Bittersweet?
No,
Sweet?
just bitter. If you are watching over on Facebook, please scoot over to our YouTube page. We love to have everyone together on our YouTube channel. And if you haven't yet, please click subscribe and like this video.
It is so important that you subscribe to our YouTube channel right now because we've been
Now.
stuck at 666 subscribers for 2 days. And wait, that's Lil Nas X, right?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind.
It's a blessing from Lil Nas X.
Thank you, Satan Nikes. Oh, speaking of celebrities, you know who's in town right now?
Colton Underwood?
Oh, I thought it was Colton Haynes and Carrie Underwood.
No.
Oh, then forget it. Never mind.
Yeah, unfortunately. No, Colton Underwood is in town. I think he was guided here by Gus Kenworthy. He has found his place in the queer community right here in P-Town, which is exactly where I knew he'd end up.
Really?
Well, probably Fire Island first, but this was my second guess.
Have you actually seen him?
No, but I've heard reports.
From whom?
Multiple sources.
Really?
Yeah.
People that laid eyes on him.
Sure. Laid something on him.
Oh boy. Was he at the beach yesterday?
I don't know.
Was he at the beach Wednesday?
I don't know.
Were you at the beach Wednesday?
I was on the beach on Wednesday. So I was on the beach this Wednesday, and I realized I planned Wednesday to be my beach day because I have it off, and I realized that there is one fatal mistake in that.
What?
Pop and Dutch is closed.
Oh, they're only closed on Wednesdays?
Yeah.
Oh.
So and for me, beach day is Pop and Dutch, Gator McCluskey, Zapp's chips, the biggest bottle of water they sell.
Which beach did you go to?
I went to Boy Beach, and I actually want to talk about that.
Is that a nude beach?
It is a nude beach.
That sounds fun.
It was fun.
Were you with friends?
Yeah, it was really cute. We had a little crew. It was really nice.
What did you guys talk about?
It was actually super windy this Wednesday.
Yeah.
So we were on the ocean side at first, and then we hopped over to the other side of the dune because the wind was much less
What's on the other side of
severe.
the dune?
The gorgeous marsh.
Protection from the wind, would you say?
Exactly. Yeah.
Sounds really beautiful.
So I wanted to talk about it. There's been a debate that's been happening in town, mostly by me, because some people call it Boy Beach and some people call it Boys Beach.
It's Boy Beach.
Thank you. That is also what I think. Mark?
Yes.
Great. I feel like that's a Provincetown consensus, me, Bob, and Mark. Debate over, please start calling it Boy Beach.
Some people also call this show Wake Up Provincetown.
Yeah, or Good Morning Provincetown.
When we actually do brand t-shirts, it's just gonna say in.
It's going to say wake up super tiny.
I-N.
In
No
this
other words, just in.
Yeah, but I think let's do a poll on our Instagram. So we're going to do a poll later today, whether you think it's Boy Beach or Boys Beach. And we will run a poll and we will settle the debate once and for all, and then we can start scorning people that say the wrong thing.
So you went to the beach on your day off.
Yeah.
You had your last mask shift. What else did you do this week?
Me and Bob went to drag brunch. We're going to show you a little video later. It was really incredible. Mackenzie, Lakia, and Devin, Roxy, really turned it out. It was so much fun. And
2 sold-out shows that Sunday.
yeah, I think this
Every
one's
show
already
this
sold
weekend
out.
is sold out. If you want to go to drag brunch at the Crown and Anchor, you kind of have to plan ahead a little bit because they're so popular. It was so good. It was so much fun. The food was delicious. Last Sunday was a blast. And then we hosted trivia on Monday.
Trivia was a lot of fun. It's getting bigger and bigger every week now that the weather's getting really nice. It's so much fun to have all this energy, and we're going to be able to even ramp it up a little more now that we don't have any restrictions. It's going to be so much fun. We're going to make it even more incredible than it already is. But if you do want to come, you're going to want to email trivia@ptownbrewco.com to reserve a table.
Before we get any further in this show, I do want to say, let's not forget what Memorial Day is really about. I want to honor my dad and my sister Lori for serving in the military. Thank you to all of our veterans out there.
My father also served in the military, and he's actually in our 2-member studio audience today. Hi.
I know you expected the camera to whip around, but that doesn't happen.
Yeah, my mom and dad made it to town this morning, so they're sitting in the audience today.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I went on Anne Hutchinson's historical tour of Provincetown yesterday.
I've been dying to go on that, but I haven't had the chance yet. How was it?
It was really, really fun. Super informative. She's done a lot of homework. She knows her shit. Jonathan, do you have a couple pictures of Anne Hutchinson giving us that tour? So it starts at the Bas-Relief Park in front of that sculpture, I guess, of pilgrims signing the Mayflower Compact. She makes it very clear that she was not a pilgrim. She was a Puritan. It's like, and this is based on a real person. The whole bit is really, really historically accurate. And she tells me things, I've lived here for a little bit, but I was learning things about buildings and street names and stuff that I didn't know.
That's really cool.
Yeah, you need to go on it.
Of course. Are the sequins historically accurate as well?
I think that's an embellishment, but only barely. So if you see this woman in a red, blue, and white sequined costume, giving a tour in the street, that's Anne Hutchinson, and you need to sign up for it. You can get tickets on TripAdvisor.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really cool. Do you know how often she does the tour?
She did 2 yesterday. I think she kind of said she's open at all hours. So if you went on and bought a ticket,
She'd be there.
she'd make it happen.
Great.
When she's not at one of her other 3 jobs. She's a hustler.
That 3 jobs?
She's
Damn.
doing the P-Town Shuffle right now.
She's at Cafe Heaven Liz's and
The streets.
Anne Hutchinsoning. That's so cute.
Oh, we do have to warn you guys, there may be technical difficulties
Oh, right.
today.
Yeah, we were supposed to do that at the beginning.
Yes.
Whoops. There might be technical difficulties today. We're having a little internet troubles because we live in this lovely place called Provincetown.
Does it look okay right now? Is everything cool?
Great. It's working
Awesome.
right now. That's amazing. I did have my first date night this Saturday night at Cafe Heaven.
Did you take the winner of Mary Harry?
Not yet. We're working on it.
Who did you go with?
Kristen tried to get me to go out tonight, but unfortunately my parents are in town, so.
But they are literally right there, so you know he's not making it up.
We're going to chat with Kristen in a little bit as well about her new business venture, Topless Tours, and kind of everything going on with Kristen. Yeah.
Wait, you tell us about your date night.
It was amazing.
Who'd you
I
go
had
with? What'd you have?
Joe and Benji. We also had Eric Chisholm for his birthday. He turned 30, so happy birthday to Eric Chisholm.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, and actually Connie's dropped off a cake for him, and it was a surprise not only to him but to all of us.
Oh, that's so
Yeah,
sweet.
we had their s'mores cake, which was really incredible. So
That was the one. When we did our Connie segment last week, I was like, I want that for my birthday cake. If you're listening, Peter, and I know you are.
you want the s'mores?
The s'mores cake.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for a funfetti cake. So
Yeah. It looks cute too.
Yeah.
You know what I did yesterday? I have to show you guys a picture of something, and warning, this is graphic adult content, so if you're watching this at home with any children, have them turn away from the screen right now for a second. Jonathan, do you have that picture from my bike trail ride?
Graphic adult content from your bike trail ride. Did you go through the beach forest or something?
You would think that I was at Boy Beach or something, but no. I was on the bike trail. Look at this water bottle. This blue water bottle is covered in yellow tree jizz. Remember we were talking about the trees pollinating everything and getting yellow? Like all of my bike tires are now yellow. The bike path itself is yellow. This was just from one ride through the bike trail.
You got bukkakied by the entire forest?
This water, yeah, literally. It's impossible to get off of you. Have you ever gotten tree jizz in your beard?
No,
It
I can't
sticks.
say that. I can't
It's
say
sticky.
that I have.
It's sticky. You have to go home and shower and neti pot yourself right away.
Definitely neti pot.
But this is what everybody here is going through right now. People who are allergy sufferers are like really suffering.
I thought this is my backwards scientific hypothesis. I'm like, wouldn't the pollen be better because it would just blow into the ocean? Because we're on this peninsula, we're not getting like our neighboring trees. But I was thinking maybe they adapted to that, and that's why there's so much pollen.
Life finds a way, Harry.
Yeah. To bukkake you on a bike trail.
Or at the Boy Beach.
Right. Also pollen there.
There's lots of trees. The beach grass,
Yeah.
the beach ass.
Speaking of graphic adult content, we're gonna show you a little video. I stopped by the Greg Salvatori gallery this week to chat about his upcoming series Frames, but I also got to shoot with him this week. He is doing a series with the brewery. The brewery's going to launch a playing card deck in the future, but this week they were shooting for it. It's in honor of their bottoms up wall here. If you've been here, it is a wall that is covered. It says bottoms up. The mural was done by Joshua Wilmuth. You can follow him on Instagram at JoshMoss. But then it is surrounded by Polaroid pictures of guests' butts. But in honor of that, they're going to be doing a playing card deck featuring locals and their butts, and I'm going to be featured on one of them.
Which card are you going to be?
I don't know.
Trevor, is he allowed to ask?
Am I allowed to demand?
Ask.
Great. Queen of Hearts. Queen of Hearts. Did you have any? Well, I mean, what else would I have been? Like 7 of Spades.
You want to be the Queen of Hearts? I think Kristen wants to be the Queen of Hearts.
Jonathan,
Duke it out.
did you show that picture? Okay. Yeah. Yeah. This is the first time my butt's been on morning television, so
Oh, really?
yeah.
Is it up there right now?
He's
1 second.
getting it up. Stay tuned for my butt.
Wait, you know what else you were saying earlier that I don't want to skip over is that gay pride parades are trying to eliminate bare butts?
That's true. There's been a lot of talk this week about what should be at Pride, what's appropriate at Pride. So much. There are people that are arguing that kink shouldn't be allowed at Pride, bare butts shouldn't be allowed at Pride to make it more family friendly. There are also people arguing that policemen shouldn't be allowed at Pride. Is my butt up now that we're being serious? Great. Perfect. That's my butt.
Right here. Look, poke your butt.
Yeah, but there's been a lot of talk, and where do you stand with this?
Personally, I think it would ruin pride to try to eliminate kink and butt. Like, my butt is the thing on me that I am most proud of. Like, why? Jock straps belong in a gay pride parade. Leather harnesses belong in a gay pride parade. All of it, the entire spectrum. Who's trying to cancel this? Is it Caitlyn Jenner?
Who knows? They're trying to. There's talk of trying to make Pride more family friendly, and the thing that I see is like Pride Month is in June to memorialize the riot had at Stonewall. So Pride is inherently a riot. I think Pride is also a safe space for queer people first, and I also think that the kink community was a place in which queer men could feel safe and seen and accepted before we were accepted in the mainstream. So now that queer culture is becoming mainstream, to then kind of belittle the safe spaces that we've had for so long, I feel like is not great.
And the cop part?
I think with any large scale thing like this, you're going to need security. And I think it's great that in so many ways, the police forces around our country have been better to the queer community in recent years as opposed to in 30, 40, 50 years ago. But I don't think that that's necessarily true in all cases. I think trans people, and especially trans people of color, are a little more, have different relationships with cop than the typical white cisgender gay man.
My understanding is that if you're a cop and you're gay and you want to march in a gay pride parade, you're allowed to do it dressed in like street clothes. They don't want you wearing your cop costume. So no cop costume in the parade.
Or if you want to do like a Halloween style like slutty cop, I'm down for that too.
Like, yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
That was like inappropriate and serious, like just like thrown up in the air.
That's the ethos of this entire program.
I love it.
I mean, meanwhile, because the mask, what?
Great. And my butt should be allowed at Pride.
King of Hearts. But,
King of Hearts.
yeah.
Doesn't feel right.
I took all of my masks and turned them into thongs, and I was going to wear them in the gay pride parade in town this June. So, with a leather harness.
Cute.
And a cop hat.
And a cock hat?
Cop hat.
Cop
Wow.
hat.
We're really deviating from morning talk this morning, I feel.
Maybe we should talk about the vaccine cards that are going to be required to get into the boat slip.
Yeah, so that's been kind of all over the news this week. Boat Slip has announced that they're going to require vaccine cards to get into tea and also to purchase a townie pass. How do you feel about that?
Great.
Yeah.
It's along the lines to me of a no shoes, no shirt, no service policy. It's up to the establishment if they want to require it. And places like the Boat Slip where thousands of people are crammed into a tight dance floor, breathing and spitting all over each other, like, sure, require that. How do you feel about it?
I kind of feel the same way. It's like, it's a private business, so they can kind of do whatever they want. There's a legal precedent to say that they can do that. And it's also really easy to get a vaccine at this point.
Totally.
So get one.
And they're accepting even a picture on your phone of your vaccine card.
Right.
It's just going to take a lot longer to get into tea because, I mean, how do you know that I didn't just take a picture of your vaccine card?
Well, I'm sure it has your name on it.
Yeah, but then they're going to be like, you have to show them your ID and like this is going to take a long time.
Well, they have a townie pass line, and we'll be in that one.
Oh, I'm not worried about me. I'm worried about the people that are going to be stuck in line.
I'm never worried
Wait in
about
line
anyone
at
but
tea.
me.
Wait in line at tea. Talking about everybody else.
Yeah, I mean, I think every doctor and epidemiologist on the planet says get a vaccine, and so do that, and then you can go to tea.
Yeah, but I mean, this is like state news. P-Town is making news statewide for this very
Yeah.
topic. Julian Sear was quoted in the news recently.
Yeah.
Thank you for the tip,
Always,
Juicy.
Yeah, always speaking up for us and representing us well.
Yeah.
I kind of do want to talk about something that I have kind of relates back to Provincetown being in the news. I want to rant a little.
Go for it.
I feel like this town in general, and I know I'm going to piss people off with this one, I feel like we bend over, the general consensus is that we bend over backwards and celebrate so many things that are from outside of Provincetown. A performer comes from outside of Provincetown and we all fall over ourselves like, oh my God, someone came here from New York, wow. And that's great and all, but like, I feel like on the flip side, we don't celebrate our local performers enough and our local creatives, our local artists. And one example that I kind of want to give of this is related to the news in which Provincetown has. I was doing social media for the Provincetown Independent right when the pandemic started, and I was blown away by the coverage that they were doing. Every single issue that would come out would have anywhere between 3 to 5 articles that were really incredible journalism highlighting the pandemic and how it was affecting us right here in Provincetown and on the Outer Cape. And I would share these articles daily and I would get like, at the time, like 2 likes, 5 likes, 1 share maybe. And then the Boston Globe wrote an article about coronavirus and the Outer Cape, and it literally boiled down to like, there's COVID on the Cape too. And it got shared no less than 100 times. I couldn't open up my Facebook without seeing it. And it's like, why do we care about this like kind of crappy generic article that the Boston Globe wrote about it when we have our friends and family and neighbors really doing amazing journalism every week for us and we like don't care about it? I'm not saying that people don't care about the local journalism, but not enough. Like, we need to start celebrating what we have here. The best journalism being done in Provincetown is by the people that live here. The best performing that happens in Provincetown is by the people who live here, and we need to start celebrating them and raising them up first.
Agreed.
Yeah. That.
That was a very popular rant.
Yay. At least within this crowd.
Speaking of local performers, Showgirls is coming back next Monday too.
Work.
Not Memorial Day, but June 7th. And I think it's going to be inside now, right?
Really?
At the high school. Fisherman
No
Hall.
way.
Yeah.
That's great.
All of these restrictions being lifted was kind of a surprise to everybody. Everyone had to shift and pivot kind of last minute. Showgirls was going to be outside. Now it's back inside. And you're still going to go and compete at the first one, right?
I had so much time to prepare, and I still have time, but it's getting down to the wire. I'm going to really try and make it.
You have 10 days.
I know. We'll see.
Have you seen Showgirls at the high school before?
Not at the high school. I saw it a lot at A House, and then I started to work Monday nights. So since they've been at the high school, I haven't really been able to catch it. But now we have. Are they still doing it starting at 9?
I believe so. It's also the high school. Obviously, because it's a high school, it's this huge stage. At the A House, you're like on kind of a little couple of boxes, but this is a big performance space. So think big.
Oh, always.
I'll be there to watch.
You're not. You said you were going to perform.
I'm going to perform at the second one.
Maybe me too.
Fine, then I'll just compete at the first one.
Don't want to compete with me? Wow.
I'm trying to give you space to breathe, baby boy.
Great,
I
thank
don't want
you
to
so
stomp
much.
on you at the first showgirls unless that's what you're asking for.
Like you could. But it is at 9 o'clock, which is really great because me and Bob do trivia here at 7, so we'll be out in time to make over to Showgirls to watch / maybe perform and win.
You know what else is on Mondays? Donnelly and Richardson's Dolly Parton show.
Yeah.
Starting this Monday, Memorial Day at 7:30. 7:30?
Yes.
7:30. There's a lot to do on Mondays again. There's a lot to do every day. It's summer, you guys. It's finally summer. We made it. We're here.
Should we do Greg now?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to head right over to Greg Salvatori. I did my butt shot with him this week and then stopped by his gallery to talk about his new series, Frames. It's truly incredible. Check out this chat I had with Greg. Good morning, everyone. Today we are at the Greg Salvatori Gallery. Thank you so much for having me today, Greg.
Thank you for having me.
Most of the time you walk by and you see a bunch of gorgeous dogs here in the gallery, but today it's a little different. Greg is rolling out his brand new series, Frames. Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm excited.
Good. First of all, I wanted to talk about how your season's been so far.
It's been incredible and difficult and exciting all rolled in together. It's high traffic into town.
Great.
But it's also this expectation that we all kind of know that it's about to explode, but we don't know where it's going to go. So there's a lot of electricity in the air and you feel it even in a day to day.
Would you say it's busier than a typical May?
Very much. I would say, I've been feeling like it's July for a couple of weeks now.
What is July going to feel like? Right? We'll see. This weekend, today, Greg is rolling out one of his brand new series. The series is called Frames. It's really stunning. We have it on the walls behind us now. What's kind of the concept behind this series?
Well, the concept is that this town is loaded with talents, and the artists, we all have circles, we all know each other, some of us are friends, and you just exchange talent so much. So I had this idea of asking a couple of painters if they would want to borrow, if I could borrow one of their paintings and use my signature model to become the frame to the painter, to kind of interpret that with their body. And instead of doing portrait, basically focus the attention on the painting. And of course, like this town is full of visionaries, they reacted with enthusiasm. And from that moment on, I was like, well, maybe I could actually have like a town-wide moment in which I pick my favorite painters and all in the same room, I have like my favorite bit of the town.
That's amazing. So you said that everyone kind of was enthusiastic about loaning their work to you to shoot.
Yeah.
I don't know, I just feel like a lot of artists might be wary, but everyone was great.
No, everyone was great. I thought like, okay, let's be very careful because of course the arts are a delicate thing. But I was very welcomed, and even the galleries that represent some of the artists were very happy to be on board. And we all, we all push each other out. So it's a way to exchange artistic kind of approaches, but also to really, have something that makes a little splash, and we all can come in together.
One of my favorite kind of lines that I think applies to everything in P-Town is a rising tide lifts all boats.
It's so P-Town.
Yeah, totally. It's so nice to see all artists working together and creating work together. That's awesome.
Yeah, and the cross-pollination when it comes to the arts just brings you into a space of new ideas. Like, you would not get that if it wasn't for other amazing talents that kind of send you some message. You're not even aware of that, but it does happen.
It's all about collaboration.
Yes, it is.
Who are some of the artists that you have featured in this series?
Amazing. Like, I picked like my favorite. This is not like a point of view in terms of success or whatever. It's just the people that I resonate more. So I have Mark Stianka, I have TJ Walton, I have Alan Peck, I have Pete Hawkins, I have Chris Souza, I have Mark Adams, I have Paul Rizzo, I have it's amazing. I have Sandra, I have Trevor Nicola, and then I have Gaston Lacombe, and I have James Bradley.
Oh, that's so cool. It really is like kind of like a one-stop tour of
One single
Provincetown.
room with a mini pizza.
With boys.
Well, you know, if you know me, I always some boys in there. Shoot what you know.
So this is the first debut of a series this year. Do you think you'll have more coming?
Yeah, I have another 2 series planned. One with which is called Sales, done with the sales of my family boat, and another one that is still secret, but it's still touchy. But yeah, I mean, it's exciting because of course I haven't had an open for a year and a half now. So I'm not gonna lie, I have a bit of stage jitters, but today's gonna be great. I mean, instead of, you know, I still can serve drinks and everything. So we're still, until tonight at midnight, we're still with the restrictions, but
awesome.
right? And so instead of doing like the usual thing that is like from 6 to 9, have drinks and please come in, have a prosecco and see my art, I'm opening basically from midday all day ongoing, and so it's the last bit of the restriction, but we got kind of like kissed goodbye to the pandemic with something beautiful.
Yeah, we love that. Are all of them still for sale, or a few of them have already
Yeah, I
been
mean,
scooped up?
some of them have been bought heavily. I think it's a limited edition of 7 for each one of them. So there's a couple that there's only two or 3 copies left,
That's really
which I'm
exciting.
very happy because
Congratulations.
the support of my collectors has been amazing through the last year and to the moment. Like if it wasn't for my collectors, I wouldn't. You know, the arts have been kicked in the butt real hard this year.
Well, I feel like congratulations, because you really kind of rose up and did some really exciting things with the gallery stroll. Congrats. A pat on the back for you.
The spirit of the collective here is so strong that if you tap into it and start helping, it just feels joyful. It's just a thing to do.
That's awesome. Well, be sure to stop by the Greg Salvatori Gallery this weekend and check out his new series, Frames. And throughout the summer, one thing I love about your gallery is it's constantly changing. Beautiful new stuff in the window, almost daily.
I know, I can't stay still, so I'm like, and then I change it again. And if something sells and I have a spot, all the balance changes and I move it over.
That's great. Well, we really look forward to seeing what ends up in your window throughout the summer, and good luck.
Thank you.
Thanks for sitting down and chatting with me today.
Thank you.
That was fun.
That
Your
was-
time with Greg.
Yeah, so much fun. Please check out his gallery. It has beautiful work in it always, and it's constantly changing. It's the weirdest thing. It's the first time I saw his gallery with no dogs in it.
Really?
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show professional comedian Kristen Becker, our dear friend
Ooh,
and
thank
colleague.
you.
How
Thanks
are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Doing really good.
I'm having a great time.
Colleague, I love that.
Colleague,
Well,
esteemed colleague.
We did that candidates forum together.
Oh, right, when we put on our grown-up pants
Yeah.
and asked
I
questions.
put on a blazer.
You did. You did. I busted out a tux jacket,
It's
which
gorgeous.
is lesbian formal,
Yeah,
right?
totally.
T-shirt, tux jacket,
Yeah.
lesbian formal.
You guys nailed it.
I had a great time.
So did you, Bob. You did great.
Thank you.
I was like, should I be
We
being...
all did great.
I got a little bit like a couple weeks ago, somebody on the Facebooks was like, this wasn't fair. And I was like, you tell me how. And then I just never went back.
You should have
like,
tagged me.
I am the queen of like leaving a comment and then just ignoring all
I'm
of the
bored now.
responses. I don't have time for that. This is a good time.
Well, let's get started.
All right, what do you want to talk
We have
about?
we have so
I'm an
many
open
topics to
book.
cover. Let's start with Summer of Sass.
First of all, I missed you, Harry.
I missed you too.
Okay, all right, thanks.
When is your date?
Well, it was supposed to be last week and I got stood up, so whatever.
No. Stood up? No.
No, I think we all forgot.
People ask me about it all the time.
Really?
Yeah.
I brag about it all the time. I was like, I was on a dating show and it was for this boy and there were 2 other boys and they were like rich. And I won.
Were they rich? Fuck.
No, the first guy was, my girlfriend is always like, because the first guy was like, I have a house in the Asheville Mountains. And then I was like, I'm a man of means. And so every now and again, my girlfriend's
man
like,
of
you're a
means.
man of means.
I
And I was like, I
entirely
didn't know what
fell
else
for
to
it.
say.
It worked.
No, it totally worked. That's my bragging point.
I love it.
I was like, yeah, I won that date. So whenever you're ready, if you would have told me your mom was going to be here, I would have brought her flowers. I would have really upped the game here. But
I know.
I see.
You were like, your parents here? I was like, yeah, make a good impression.
yeah. Keep handicapping me. I'm going to win. Don't worry. Don't worry.
So
Hey, Mom.
So Summer of Sass.
Yeah, Summer of Sass. 2 of the kids are here.
That's really
Ethan
exciting.
and Emmanuel.
It's
Are
really
they the brothers?
Yeah.
It's been about a week. How are they enjoying?
Great. I had them over for dinner last night. They're settling into jobs. Emmanuel's actually started training here.
We're excited
which
to
is
have him.
fun. And
Yeah.
Ethan's at Gale Force. And we might have one other coming that's getting interviewed today, actually, by one of our board members.
That's amazing.
So yeah, so it's going really well. You know, we had to pivot a little bit. Housing, I mean, literally 2-bedroom seasonal. I usually pay about 12.54, $25K this summer. Yeah, it was insane, like doubled.
Gasp.
Right, doubled. And that's kind of why I get on the wages game in town, because people are like, oh, we're not giving anybody raises. But then I'm like, well, and I got to fundraise the
Right.
difference and shake it out of customers' pockets, right? So, but they're doing great. They're doing really well. And we bought a camper. We found a seasonal spot in Coastal Acres, thanks to Coastal Acres.
That's
and so
amazing.
we pivoted and kind of made it, you know, more sustainable, because I'm kind of, when people donate money, I'm responsible for spending that appropriately. And when you tell me I got to spend, you know, 12 grand per kid, that's crazy. So,
Yeah.
so yeah, we made it happen. We did some pivoting, and now we're looking for maybe a campground future.
Excellent.
I love that.
I think it's
Chris
good.
Harley from the brewery helped you pick that up.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. Chris was like, and also was the, you know, the reference, right? Because
Great.
you got to know somebody around somewhere to get
That,
something,
ain't that the
right?
truth?
Can
He's
someone-
so good for stuff like
yeah,
that.
no, it was
He's
great,
the
and he
best.
helped us go get the camper.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Great.
drove
That's
to
perfect.
Natick. So yeah,
That's really exciting.
yeah, it's good. They're getting started. I'm excited to see what happens for them this summer.
Tell us about Topless Tours Provincetown.
Topless, it's Dune Tours.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's Dune Tours in my Jeep. I full disclosure, I worked for Arts a few years ago, and when the pandemic hit, I was trying to figure out some sort of a pivot, because who knew what was going to happen with live performing. And so I just said, hey, I've been a performer for 20 years. I know how to drive in the dunes. I have a sexy Jeep. Maybe I can start a tour company. And then I went to the federal government, and they said, sure, kid. And so here we are. So there's a Lighthouse tour, there's the Big Dune tour, there's Sunset. I pick you up in my sexy Jeep. Right now we only have one car, so up to 4 people. And it's just kind of concierge style sightseeing experience, right? Where you don't have to worry about parking. You don't have to lug down to the square. I'm gonna pick you up where you are. I'm gonna drop you off wherever you wanna go. If I pick you up from the Provincetown Brewing Company, you get 15% off a Dune tour, and we'll do it like that, make it fun. So yeah, I'm excited. When do you guys wanna go?
When did you start? When can we go?
Anytime you want.
Really?
Yeah, I wanted to get the SAS kids in, and now it's open and ready to go.
Let's go on a Monday.
Yeah, we could totally go
I work
whenever
on
you want.
Mondays.
Oh, when do you know? You only don't work
Wednesdays and Fridays.
on... Ooh.
We'll figure it out.
Okay.
We'll
Maybe
figure
a
it out. We
morning.
could go separately. We could have individual one-on-one time. I don't know if you guys are okay with that, but
You're
I
going to
would love
get
that.
plenty of one-on-one time with him.
I know, Bob. That's why I'm me and you. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, Robert Curie, as seen in off-season.
This...
Someone called you Robert last night, and I was like, who's that?
Well, listen, this... Daniel Minahan is making my point. When I was like, Dan, how do you want us to refer to you on the show? And he's like, well, credited, I'm Daniel, but in conversation, I'm Dan. So
Right.
credited
Credited,
in
you're
that
Robert
television
Curie.
show, I was Robert.
Which is phenomenal if you haven't watched it yet. We are going to bring back off-season this fall. I got a plan. Don't worry.
Cute.
Do you want to talk about it?
Okay, so if you haven't seen off-season on Amazon Prime, it was shot about, what, 6 years ago?
It was shot 10 years ago.
It was shot 10 years ago?
Yes.
Okay.
It like debuted on Amazon in 2017 or 18.
Which
think
is how I found it.
2015 or 16.
Really?
It was right when I came.
Okay, so...
And then I sat around with some friends, and we got really high, and we watched off-season, and we had a great time, and we were like slapping each other. And then the producer and me was like, we need a community viewing event to make this the cult classic. It really is. So I spoke to Nathan, and he has given me 2 thumbs up. So starting Labor Day for the community, we will have weekly viewings with interviews with the stars of the show, Robert
That's
Curie
you,
being one
Bob.
of
That's
them.
you.
Exactly. And we will hopefully have some off-season bingo, maybe some drinking games, and some Snug Harbor or Snug Hole T-shirts. Like we're gonna go the
like
whole 9 yards.
one episode a week?
Like 2 episodes a week, because
Okay.
there's 14 episodes,
are.
which I had no idea. I committed to it.
So
But
7
yeah.
weeks,
So
starting
yeah,
Labor
so
Day.
7 weeks starting Labor Day with different cast member guests in between.
That sounds really fun.
I think it's going to be a good time. I
That's
think it's
really
going to be a great time.
exciting.
You know, like, when's the last time you got to get in a room full of people and hoot and holler at a screen?
Yeah. And like have people you know.
And get a little tipsy and have a great time. Yeah. And locations, you know, right? Everyone gets excited when they see their neighborhood on a big
Oh,
screen,
yeah.
right? So
Whenever Provincetown is mentioned in TV or anything news, I'm like, oh my God, that's us.
Yeah, yeah.
They're talking about us.
And you're so right about elevating local voices. Like, it's really crazy. I was honestly, like, I'm from Buffalo, right? Questionable self-esteem as a town, as a whole, right? Like a little bit questionable. And so I always thought it was a Buffalo thing where they would only like elevate people who are like, oh, you made it to New York. So
Right.
but it's happening here too. And I'm like, what is this about? Like, we are the prettiest girl at the bar. Like, we are. Anyway, I agree with you on that. I'm all for local performers.
I love it.
That's my rant.
You have another stand-up show for Girl Splash, right?
Yeah, so my new show this year we're calling Dichotomy, DYKOTOMY, for a myriad of reasons. And that'll be at Girl Splash at the Post Office Cabaret for Girl Splash weekend, Friday and Saturday. And then this summer we're launching with the brewing company Dyke Dock. So it's going to be a Sunday afternoon party here that I'm going to be hosting. We're going to have, I'm trying to convince the boys, which I think I did, to let me get a dunk tank for Girl Splash weekend to put out front. And dunk ladies, right? Good times.
Yes.
And then we'll have dart tournaments and other stereotypical lesbian events. There'll be pool. There'll be,
When's
fights.
it start?
No,
There'll be what?
I
Fights.
said
Oh
fights.
my
No, I'm kidding.
God. No fighting.
No fighting. I think we're gonna start next weekend.
Awesome.
Yeah,
I love that.
And we'll,
That's great.
we're working on the lineup right now for what fun things we can do out there. Maybe we'll do a Dyke Idol. Maybe we'll do a dating game. Maybe we'll do fun stuff. So.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
And you also wanted to weigh in on whether it was boy or boys beach. Which side of that do you fall on, Kristen?
So the Plover Group, you guys know the Plover Group, they've been talking, and the proposal is, can we make it birthday beach? Because that way titties can be out too, lady titties.
Okay.
So I don't know, we'll just float that up there. We're not trying to take, we can maybe get out there and this is where the vages go. I'm not sure, so we
They
don't.
can all intermingle.
I thought so, but
Yeah.
some late, so birthday beach is what we're putting up because birthday suit,
Okay.
right? It still holds you're gonna be
I
nude.
love that.
But I call it bike beach when I go by because that's what they teach the cabbies to say, bike beach. When I started here, there was like, there's a bike beach.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm gonna go birthday beach. That's gonna be my jam.
I'm
but we
into
all know.
that. I can get into
You like
that.
it? I think so.
Yeah.
You're progressive.
Yeah, you know me.
Yeah, you're a forward thinker.
He likes to wear his birthday suit to the beach.
I like it, as well you should. I haven't gotten there yet. I'm gonna try to get there. They asked me to do the butt, and I was like, man,
Did you do it?
no, man.
Why not?
It's so big and so high.
No,
my butt.
come on.
No, yeah, it's a tough one for me, guys. I was really like, do I have the
Imagine
confidence?
you king of spades and me queen of spades.
Oh, now you sold me. You
Now.
didn't tell me it would be a thing, but yes, maybe. Trevor asked me, and I was like, maybe I don't know. I'm trying to like conjure my inner Lizzo and just be like big booty, because I have got a big butt for a white lady. Like,
Love
let's
it.
not. Yeah, no, I don't need a padding anywhere.
We all should be conjuring our inner Lizzo at all times.
You're correct.
Yeah.
You're correct. I will work on it. I will try to do my best to maybe get my butt up there.
I love it.
Seems like a waste of a good ass, to be honest.
Yeah, right? Well, we look forward to seeing you.
Oh, yeah,
this
of
summer.
course.
We're-
Good ass. Wrap it up. Okay, guys.
Thank you so much for your time, professional comedian Kristen Becker, everybody.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you. What other shows are happening already?
So The Crown has got a packed weekend this weekend. Tonight is Thirsty. Tomorrow is live from Provincetown. That's going to be a really incredible show. That's produced by our very own Jonathan, and it's breaking out all the stars for this Saturday night. Joao is in it, Jonathan, Kaya Cristal, Donnelly Richardson. It's really going to be an amazing show. And then we also have Illusions and Drag Brunch running through the weekend. Sunday, I'm blanking. What was Sunday? They have a really packed schedule. You're going to have to go to onlyatthecrown.com to see everything. Scoop up tickets. If you know you're going to be here like in a week in July or August, get tickets now for the shows you want to see, because there are going to be plenty of people itching for live performances.
The Pilgrim House is coming back this weekend too. Before you know it, the Post Office Cabaret is going to be open. Michael Steers is over there doing so much tremendous work on that property with and for those guys. I can't wait to see how it turns out.
Yeah, Mike Flanagan is doing stuff there. Also, the club is doing some really incredible stuff. Like, live entertainment is back, and I love that so much.
Speaking of openings, also you guys, the Mayflower opened back up.
I need some spaghetti and meatballs immediately.
That's one of our favorite places that last year didn't open at all, and I'm so glad that they're back. I had lunch at Pepe's Wharf yesterday, outside in the sun. Get out there, have lunch at your favorite spot, guys. They're all opening back up. And next up on our show, we have a preview of Donnelly and Richardson's Dolly Parton show that starts Monday at 7, not 7:30. That was John Richardson's mistake, not mine.
That's on me. It's on him.
What song are you guys gonna do?
So, Peter, why don't you tell him?
We're gonna do 9 to 5.
Work.
Yeah.
It's
Literally,
Friday,
9 to 5.
so we need to feel it. We need to feel the 9 to 5. We're so happy to be on your show. We're so happy to be following up Kristen Becker, but it's embarrassing because I copied Kristen Becker's haircut. As you can see, I have a little fashionable mullet.
So cute.
Just like Kristen. So I thought she was gonna get mad at me for stealing, but she's nice. So.
Take it away, guys.
Y'all ready for some 9 to 5? Here we go. Tumble out of bed and I stumble to the kitchen. Pour myself a cup of ambition and yawn and stretch and try to come to life.
Jump in the shower and the blood starts pumping. Out on the streets the traffic starts jumping with folks like me on the job from 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Working 9 to 5. What a way to make a living, barely getting by. It's all taking and no giving. They just use your mind and they never give you credit. It's enough to drive you crazy if you let it. 9 to 5.
Yeah.
For service and devotion, you would think that I would deserve a fair promotion. I want to use your hand, but the boss won't seem to let me. I swear sometimes that man is out to get me.
Well, they let you dream and just to watch him shatter. You're just a step on the boss man's ladder, but you got dreams that a man can take away.
You're in the same boat with a lot of your friends, waiting for the day your ship will come in and the tide's gonna turn and it's on the roll. You'll
Now sing along at home.
working 9 to 5. What a way to make a living, barely getting by. It's all taking and no giving. They just use your mind and they never give you credit. It's enough to drive you crazy if you let it. 9 to 5.
Yep.
And they got you where they want you. There's a better life, and you think about it, don't you? It's a rich man's game. No matter what they call it, you spend your life putting money in his wallet.
Hey. Yeah. We love Dolly Parton. Yes. That's great. Well, thank you for having us on your show today, boys.
Thank you so much for coming. It's fabulous.
All right.
You do know that we're never going to get to go to that because we're going to be here hosting trivia.
Is it only Mondays?
Dolly is only Mondays,
Now
right?
it's Friday at 6 also.
Oh, okay.
But Mondays are opening
Oh, okay.
at 7.
Great. So I can go on Friday.
You can go on Friday.
You'll have to take a Friday off. We can go.
I'm going to.
We'll put on our biggest blonde wigs and go.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We have a little clip of drag brunch last
Yeah.
weekend,
So
right?
definitely check out the Dolly show this Monday at 7. Me and Bob went to drag brunch like we said earlier, and the girls really turned it out. So we put together a little clip, just a little taste. It's kind of just them being fierce and fabulous in some really incredible costumes. So give this a watch and be sure to get tickets to this well in advance. It was sold out immediately.
It is such an honor to be here at the Crown of England. My name is Mackenzie. I don't know if you've heard of me. Have you heard of me?
That was so
Super
much fun.
I wish I could go every Sunday.
Yeah, we weren't allowed to give them cash because of the pandemic. I don't know if that's going to move forward, but like it just felt weird being at a drag show and not like
They had like Venmo QR codes on the table, which was great.
Those girls need to put big Venmo QRs on the street. There were so many people that stopped to watch, and those people owe those girls money.
Please, everybody, give a warm welcome to our friend Dan Minahan, Provincetown resident and film and television director. Dan, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for inviting me.
So give us a little tip about your personal connection to P-Town. When did you get here? How did you find it?
It's funny because on the way over here, I was thinking about that question because it's the one question that you told me about. And I remembered riding down Commercial Street in Provincetown on my dad's shoulders as a kid and seeing all of the hippies and freaks and just being in love with it. So that was like my earliest memory of it. And then I worked here in college, Cafe Blase and a number of other different places and dishwashing and now I live here.
Cafe Blase. That's patio now?
Yeah.
Oh my God,
Patio.
you're taking it back.
Yeah. Someone just posted a picture of that sign on Community Space.
The Cafe Blase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Netflix just dropped Halston on May 14th. Congratulations.
Thank you.
This one really feels like your baby. Like
Yes.
you directed all 5 episodes.
Yes.
You shepherded this project.
Yes. I had worked on this project about 20 years ago, actually. We tried to make it as a movie, and it didn't fit into a movie. It was too big and too sprawling, and to focus on one part of it was to do a disservice to the big story, which is his rise, his influence on the culture, and then his fall and losing his company and having his name and identity taken away from him. So we kept trying to make it as a movie. And about 3 years ago, my producer Kristen Vachon, who's involved with the Provincetown Film Festival here, came to me and said, that book's available again, do you want to do it? And I kind of sat back like, oh no, not again. And then she said, but as a limited series, and then it made sense. Because I've been working for many years in limited series and producing and directing, and so here we are.
And I know, aside from being objectively beautiful, while I was watching it, what really jumped out to me about the story is this sort of internal struggle that I think every artist faces, which is like art versus commerce.
Absolutely.
And like, what is it about his story that drew you to it?
I think the thing that I kept coming back to in his story was the idea that you could separate a person from their own name and identity. And as time went on, this only became more and more relevant. I think of Halston as like the first influencer, and he had a huge impact on the culture. His name was everywhere. He was an incredible self-promoter, licensed, branded himself like a lot of people are doing today, and had it all taken away from him. So I think that's the thing that makes it relevant, and that I kept coming back to in the story. Plus, it's a period that I was obsessed with as a kid. Growing up in the suburbs, that was the Valhalla for me. I was going to move to New York and be friends with Andy Warhol and Halston and Liza Minnelli, and that never happened. But I made the show.
Are you already on to your next thing? Do you get to be here for the summer?
I'm going to be here for this summer. Yeah, I'm developing a couple of things and just reading a lot. The greatest luxury for me is to be able to read and have that time, and also to be here with my friends.
One of the things that I noticed watching it was like kind of how much you highlighted the friendship between Liza and Halston. Was that a challenge, bringing that kind of relationship, such an iconic friendship, and kind of working together? What is it like to direct an actress to play Liza Minnelli?
That's a great question. Krista Rodriguez was that person that walked in the room, and there was nobody else. She has this great little, stature just like Liza. She has dark hair. She has big eyes. They're blue. We put brown contacts on her, and she's a Broadway baby, and she can sing and dance. So I felt confident that she could do it. And then we just kind of rehearsed and leaned into the scripts, which were great. And the interesting thing with Liza was getting her banter right when she's on stage, and then we decided that when she was off stage, Krista should just talk in her own voice. Because nobody knows. I don't know what Liza's like when she's not on camera.
Right.
So, we went with that. That was a big challenge, but it's really the heartbeat of the show.
Your first foray into the Murphy-verse, as it were, was the assassination of Gianni Versace, right?
Yeah.
What's it like working in that? It's such a bit. It's so far-reaching now. It feels like Ryan Murphy's always got 10 shows on.
Right.
What's that like?
Well, my first experience working with that team was on Versace, and I was producing director, so I came in and I directed 3 of the episodes, and I also kind of oversaw the department heads and the location scouting and the casting and kind of kept it going while he went off and worked on his other numerous shows. So it was a really good experience, obviously, because I came back and we did this together, and we had a meeting of the minds.
Some of those episodes kind of messed me up.
Yeah, it was very
Those were some
disturbing.
heavy episodes.
It was interesting because going to work on that show for me was sort of like the first time I really felt I really had something to bring to a story, because Andrew Cunanan and David and Jeffrey all would have been the same age as me right now. So I was, in that same world at the same time and coming of age at the same time. And I really felt for the first time like I could be 100% myself. It was different from being on the set of Deadwood.
Right.
It's a very diverse world, and I just felt like I had something to offer. It was a great experience.
So you feel kind of more at home, like presenting queer characters and stories that you feel like you'd be a part of, or is there like an anxiety around bringing Liza to screen and Andrew Cunanan to screen? Or
it's funny when we shot the Liza with a Z scene, where
so
she
great.
gets on stage and sings the song, and it's the introduction of her character. I said, "Oh my God, we are forever in the canon of gay history now, because we dared to do this really outrageous thing." I'm interested in human nature and human behavior, and something I'm working on now is I'm kind of skirting around is about bro culture, and it's like I have very diverse interests. I'm interested in people, and I just was lucky enough to tell this story that I really wanted to tell about a major queer character.
I did promise Trevor that I would ask you about 6 Feet Under, because it's like his favorite show. It's my favorite show. And I know that's when you started your TV directing career with Alan.
Yeah.
He wants to know what your favorite episode was that you directed of 6 Feet Under.
Oh, wow. I think my favorite episode that I got to direct on 6 Feet Under was Ecotone. And that was the episode that starts with a hiker being attacked and eaten by a mountain lion. And it ends with Nate dying. And there's an incredible scene. I felt so lucky to have this scene. David's in the hospital room sitting with him, and Nate's in the bed, and David falls asleep watching TV, and we enter his dream, and Nate's in the dream, and then we come out of the dream through Nate, and Nate has died. And I thought that was really incredible. And I was entrusted with that. 6 Feet Under was the first show that I did. I mean, I had directed a feature before, and I'd done a lot of documentary work. So that was a big deal for me.
Speaking of features, I don't know if you're aware of this, but it's the 25th anniversary of I Shot Andy Warhol, and the 20th anniversary of Series 7.
Yeah.
So like what Kristen Becker was talking about, like let's watch something together. I think there should be a Dan Minahan double feature, like anniversary special, get Brooke Smith out here, get Lily Taylor to come out. And I'm not accusing Suzanne Collins of stealing from you, but have you seen Series 7?
No.
It's people are picked randomly from a lottery to hunt each other down and kill each other.
Into it.
It's like the Hunger Games, but 20 years earlier.
To be fair, it's a tradition of gladiator stories.
Okay.
From like Running Man and Spartacus and, just kind of the 10th Victim. There's a lot.
It's very diplomatic of you.
It's a genre.
Do you think about writing and directing a feature again soon?
Yes. I'm hoping to do a feature in the coming year.
Good.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you get to be here all summer.
Yeah, me too. I feel really lucky.
So we'll see you.
Last summer didn't count.
No,
Right.
Last summer did not count.
I hid in the guest room and looked outside.
Not a bad place to be, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming on our show.
Thank you for having me.
And we'll see you
It's my
soon.
pleasure. Thank you.
Awesome.
We got to thank our sponsors, of course, the Adam Howard Metalworking Shop at 3 Bradford Street, Cafe Heaven, the Red Inn, Be Well Cannabis Dispensary.
Yeah.
And thank you all at home for watching.
Yeah, please remember to subscribe and like this video on YouTube, and we will see you next week. Thank you so much for waking up in Provincetown.
Wherever you are.
Yeah, we'll see you.
Bye, guys.